Now page 4, shiny, happy, satisfied, and better off people. The Bernie Sanders Marxist Socialist Express train to a Stalin-esque America. The phony little wet behind the ears radical former mayor of a city whose population could fit inside the Rose Bowl in Pasadena with extra seats to spare. The Amy Klobuchar electoral juggernaut. The Elizabeth Warren, what do we do now implosion. And the Harry Joe Biden, South Carolina is the firewall that will not stop the slow burnout of support and money. All of these campaigns just received some bad news, really bad news. And so did Tom Perez, the head of the Democrat National Committee, along with old Nancy Pelosi and the despicable Chuck Schumer. Adam Schiff, also the recipient of this alarming turn of events. He and all the other Democrat incumbent members of Congress running for re-election, all hit with the dose of election year turbulence. And it's this: not one, but two very revealing and devastating Gallup polls. The first one questions Americans on how they feel about their lives right now, 8 months before Election Day. And the collective answer is overwhelming and stunning. Fully 90% of Americans are satisfied with their lives. 90%. The massive majority is satisfied. That's poll number one. Poll number two is just as important and is a probable electoral indicator. 61% of those polled say they are better off today than they were 3 years ago. In other words, for these 61%, life under President Trump ain't so bad. In fact, it's better than not bad. Life has improved since the previous Democrat president, Barack Hussein Obama, left office and was replaced by Donald Trump. Isn't this something? 90% satisfied, 61% better off. Let that sink in for just a moment. So where does this leave the post-impeachment Democrat Party and its anti-free market presidential wannabes? Where does it leave the Democrat leadership on Capitol Hill? Where does it leave all the Democrat candidates for Congress? Answer: unless there is a sudden and unforeseen shift in the American landscape, which includes the U.S. economy, it leaves the Democrat Party owning the greatest political and tactical miscalculation since Hitler invaded Russia. After all the Democrat attempts to convince voters that Donald Trump is bad, Americans remain shiny, happy, satisfied, and better off people. And so all Democrat leadership in Washington, D.C. can do is attack anything and everything Trump, led by one of the former impeachment managers, Hakeem Jeffries.
President Trump's budget is reckless.
Stop tape. Actually, it's very fiscally sane. You're the one who is reckless. You and your party and the profligate spending that you and your party have driven this country into $23 trillion hole. Not just Democrats, but certainly the Democrats have led this dark recess that now exists, economically speaking, in this country. $23 trillion in debt. Many Republicans are responsible as well, but certainly the driving force has been the modern Democrat Party. We ballooned the debt when Barack Obama was in the White House, thanks to the majority in Congress, that short window when they piled on this country and they piled on the debt. So no. The reckless one is you, Hakeem Jeffries, and Nancy Pelosi, and the rest of your bunch. Donald Trump is trying to be responsible here on behalf of the American people. Roll tape.
Regressive and retrograde.
Stop tape.
And
stop. It's not regressive. It's progressive in the sense of Washington, D.C. these days. In a sense, he's right. It's regressive back in the old days when we balanced the budget. And that's what the White House is trying to do here. In a sense, trying to be regressive to the good old days of balanced budgets. Why not? What the president is trying to do here is eliminate the deficit, which is the annual debt and therefore would help the accumulated debt, which now stands at $23 trillion. So the president is trying to fight the short-term debt, the deficit. His plan is over 10 years to wipe out the deficit. That's fine. I personally would like to see something a little more aggressive than that. I believe that the deficit can be wiped out overnight if we just continue what the president has been trying to do, and that is hack back these bureaucracies and these agencies and these departments like the EPA and the 26% cut to the EPA. Why not? Why not completely eliminate the EPA? Why not completely eliminate the Department of Education? Why not completely eliminate the Department of Energy? They're all duplicated at the state level, which is where the framers of the Constitution would want Department of Education to be, not at the federal level. When they built the United States Constitution, did any of these agencies I just mentioned exist? No. These are all formations, the brainchildren of Congress over the years. We survived with these agencies at our founding. We can survive without these agencies now. And that's what Team Trump is trying to do, trying to hack back the growth inside the swamp. Roll tape.
A declaration of war on the American dream.
Stop tape. No. The declaration of war is you and your party. The declaration of war is looking like you could nominate a Marxist socialist as the Democrat nominee for President of the United States, Bernie Sanders, who supports all these anti-American ideas, all these anti-free market policies, all these anti-constitutional movements like open borders. The Democrat Party, the modern Democrat Party, is the party of open borders. It's the party of now wiping out the borders due to its latest proposal proffered in Congress right now, sitting on the desk of Nancy Pelosi. It is the party of eliminating ICE. Bernie Sanders would come out and say, well, we don't necessarily have to eliminate ICE. We have AOC coming out and saying what Bernie Sanders is actually thinking. Now, AOC is kind of his alter ego. So AOC comes out and says, yeah, we're going to eliminate ICE. Bernie Sanders knows that, as his Marxist socialist kind of ticker is kicking in there, that he can't quite come out and be perfectly honest with the American people. But oh yes, don't be fooled. He wants to eliminate ICE. He wants to destroy every tenet of law and order in a respectable society that we have in this country. He has to destroy it so he can replace it with his government programs, and all they do is attack liberty of the American people. So the Democrats continue their attack, and if you believe the polling, it's not working. It's not winning over voters. The American people as a whole, they have a wonderful ability to see the truth despite a constant barrage of lies. And the truth is, the electorate is happy. And there's nothing thus far in the Democrat assault arsenal that is making voters unhappy.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.